Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a sales training manual presentation on a PowerPoint. This training manual will conduct on sales training manual for the new employees that works in my business organization. It's called Andrew's IT Supply Expert, which is based on selling IT computer equipment, iPhones, repairing IT equipment and supplying services, delivering the new products to customers' homes. So basically, this is mainly about conducting the employees on welcoming them to the new organization, tell the importance on using the sales training manual and the benefits of using the sales training manual. And then I have to go through the 7 types of the bar motivations that the customers uses to buy, to think and use and buy products and services. Then I had to go through the customer decision-making process and why the customers buy products and services and what do the customer think about before they purchase a product or service. Then I had to go through the customer personalities. So explain what the customer personalities are and how to sell and deal with those personalities. And then at the second last slide, I'll go through and tell the final notes. So any employees that have any issues with regarding to any faulty products or selling to the customers, they will come to me by email or telephone, and I will give them a recommendation or a solution to solve these skills and improve. And then the last slide is basically my bibliography that shows a few of my references that I researched on this training manual. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the slideshow and then start the slides. Now, start from the beginning and presents the cover page of the company records. Okay, so the company name is called Andrew's IT Supply Expert. Telephone number is 085 11347 and 21. My company email is andrewdillonitsexpert.gmail.com, and I'm the owner of the company, / Andrew IT Supply Expert. And that's my logo that represents the brand image of my business. Very good. Good, so let's go into the 4th section of the presentation, which will go into the welcoming to the new employees to the business. So welcome to the new employees. So basically my introduction to say hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you all to Andrew's IT Supply Expert. This business organization will highlight the company on the employees and the customers on achieving the goals and objectives to progress through the sales on IT and computer equipment. Now, here are a few steps of training that the employees that can help them improve and make quick structured selling techniques. So number 1 is just an effective sales process to structure the salesperson's sales around the customers. Number 2 is using a selling process that is quick to learn for the salesperson while dealing with the customers and working with the customer personalities. Number 3 is a way to sell that will make the best use of the salesperson and increase their sales and maximizing the business profitability. And then number 4 is what the salesperson has to say and where to go at the next stage of their selling process. Okay, so next slide will be more about the welcoming new employees. It's more detail of the importance of using a sales training manual. Okay, welcome employees again. Importance of using a sales training manual. So it is very important to conduct a sales training manual in the business like Andrew's IT Supply Expert when it comes to increasing and maximizing sales to customers. It is important because it focuses on 1, customer loyalty, 2, to improve communication, 3, to increase the business revenue, 4 is to adjust the time for the new employees and the salespeople. Number 5 is because it's the brand image, to improve the brand image. 6 is to overcome to handling the objections when selling to customers. And then 7 is to increase and improve administrative skills to employees. Okay, so that's the new employees. Next slide. It's more about the new employees. So tell us about the benefits of the sales training. So the sales training for Andrew's IT supply expert will inspire and motivate the company's sales team and making them eager to practice their new skills and engage the customers and increase the customer engagement that equals more overall sales and is an effect that can compound over the time. The sales training for the business itself will be on the benefit, will be the benefit and improve the every salesperson's confidence in the business, especially when representatives are trained by an authority figure in the sales team. Confident representatives will naturally sell more products. Combining the increased confidence of sales training with the strategies Andrew's IT supply expert sales team learns will be a definite recipe for their success to increase the competition and money, customer value, and relationships, increasing relationships in the business to put the customers in and to increase revenue, to improve customer relationship and loyalty, and to create better structure for the business and the employees. Right, so that's the welcome to new employees introduction finished. So now the next one is going to be about the 7 types of the buyer motivation. So the need and problem is mainly that's positive. So customers may already know that they have a need or problem, but many others are clueless. But until your customer recognizes the problem and realize that value solutions are available, they see no need to what you're selling. Early in the process, raise your customers' awareness of the problem. Only then are you prepared to lead your customer through a process of analyzing the available solutions. Okay, great, which is another positive buyer motivation. Customers will purchase products or service if they think they can either make the money or save the money with the purchase. Numerous products and services are designed to help people to make more money, make more profitability. If you are in the corporate sales, that's pretty much how you sell because the businesses are in the business are making money. If what you are selling can make people more productive or can boost revenue or cut expenses, then you can sell your product by buying playing to your customers' desire to make money. Offers such as 3 for 2, 50% extra free, buy one get one free half price. These are mainly all aimed as the customer thinking they will save their money in the long run. They can purchase their product and service today. So those are the first 2 types of the buyer motivation. Next slide will be the next 2 of the buyer motivation process. Okay, the next one is fear, which I reckon, in my opinion, is a negative experience of the buyer motivation. Fear sells. Just think of all the advertising invested in marketing products that protects us from real or perceived threats. Fear sells everything from home alarms to bottled water. Fear can encourage people to buy more than they need, encourage them to panic to buy certain seasons. Like, for example, during the Christmas holidays, people tend to have fears of being left out, disappointing others, or being judged by a certain products and service will be sold to protect people against these fears on them. So that's fear and the negative experience. So next motivation is the pleasure, which is positive. So the positive experience of pleasure is that customers buying products and services to make them feel good about themselves. They will treat themselves to cheer themselves up. The retail therapy is a real thing if you are selling in the feel-good industry, such as vacation travel, hobbies, or home decor. Marketing to your customers' pleasures is permanent. But even in industries in which pleasure isn't the central focus, you can often sell luxury class items by focusing on the pleasure they are likely to provide. Right, so next slide will be the next two of the buyer motivation. So vanity is the next one, which is the positive experience of buyer motivation. So customers will buy the products and services to make themselves feel good. People buy products to show off their status or situations. People not only want to feel good, but they also want to look good and want other people to think they look good too. If you're like, for example, in the beauty business, from hair care products, plastic surgery, marketing and selling jobs need to target the customers and desire to look good. Then the negative experience on the next buyer motivation, definitely negative, is called the impulse. Customers will buy products and services without thinking. They just throw things in the basket at the last minute without making a decision and without even thinking about purchasing a product. Products and services bought through impulse are often cheaper and require less involvement from the customer to justify their purchase. People often buy stuff because everyone else is buying it, so that means encouraging. You do not need to be a great salesperson to take advantage of a hot trend because people often purchase these items impulsively. Success depends more on distributing the product itself and placing it on high profile locations. So major profile locations such as Coca-Cola, a supermarket like Dunnes Stores, Tesco, shoe shops like JD Sports, Pennies, Lifestyle Sports. So any company that has high profiles on products and services. Okay, the next slide will be the last and seventh buyer motivation, which is the negative experience of fatigue. Customers become tired of listening to the salesperson and feel the need to purchase to get the salesperson to go away. Very, very negative, is my opinion. Pushy salespeople can be very successful though by wearing the customer down by taking this approach. It may work for a door-to-door salesperson who wanders from town to town, but when they're trying to build a reputation that secures the future business, bully tactics are counterproductive. Right, so those are the 7 types of the buyer motivations. Right, so next slide will be telling us more on the positives on the buyer motivation. So the positive motivation reasons on selling my products and services. Right, excuse me there. Yeah, this buyer motivation focuses on the employer's aim and objectives to convince the customers that their product and services will make that run into a right. One way you can do that is to distinguish between the feature and the benefits of that right or wrong. This can be done through the language, whatever language that the customer speaks. Avoid using the general statements. Let's say like our customers have for an average 20% decrease in cost, twice the industry or average when using my products and services rather than our product makes you more productive. You should also be aware that the greater the dissatisfaction, the higher urgency the customer will feel. Okay, the grade. This buyer motivation helps the customers to purchase products and services if they think they can either make money or save money with the purchase, which are basically said in the buyer motivation part on to fourth slide of buyer motivation. Anyway, well, numerous products and services are designed to help people make more money. Great motivation can look into the employees' selling approach techniques and on what they are selling to make people more productive or can boost revenue or expenses. And then the employee can sell the product and service by playing to the customer desire to make money. The offers such as 3 for 2, 50% extra free, buy one get one free half price. These are all aimed at the customer thinking. They will save money in the long run if they can purchase their product and service today. Right. Again, sends to the next two buyer motivations. Okay. Pleasure. So, okay, the pleasure is about this buyer motivation that gives you the opportunity and the knowledge to identify the customer target audiences and determine what's their pleasures or before they can decide whether this is one of the motivators that drives the customers to purchase their products. Vanity is the final and last positive experience of the buyer motivation. This helps the customers and employees to buy and sell products and services to show the status of the situation. This also gives you the motivation not only make you look good, but also make the others feel the same way. And vanity improves on your marketing and selling strategies needs to target the customer's desires to look good. Well, so that's it for the buyer motivation. So that's the more specific information on the positives on the buyer motivation. So now we're going to move on to the customer's decision-making process. Okay, so customer decision-making process. The importance of how customers make their decisions. Okay, values. The values of the customer is the difference between the values the customer gains from owning and using the product and the cost of obtaining the products. Customers often do not judge product value and costs accurately or objectively. They can act on perceived value. Now, into the satisfaction of the importance. Customer satisfaction depends on the product's perceived performance in delivering value relative to a buyer's expectation. If the buyer's performance falls short of the customer's expectations, then the customer is simply dissatisfied on the product's performance itself and will not buy the product or service and not even think about purchasing it on any circumstances. Okay, so next slides will be more about the customer decision-making process. Okay, so this mainly tells about why do customers buy the products and services. First one is the need recognition. The need recognition is the first and most important step in the buying process. If there is no need, there is no purchase. This need recognition happens when there is a gap between the consumer's actual situation and the ideal and desired one. The needs can be functional or they can be social. The second heading is information gathering on the customer purchase decision. Okay, so needs can only be met after the research can be on how to fix the need that has been carried out. The internet itself has made information gathered small, much easier to find information through online. And then customers have normally gathered a lot of information before entering the shop or store departments, like for example, buying a car or buying a computer or a laptop, whatever the customer is buying that they need before entering a shop or store department. Customers will search more or less information depending on the difficulty of the choices to be made. For example, buying pasta requires little information compared to buying a car. Pasta is a need. A car is a want. a car is not really something that you cannot live without, but pasta is food. You need pasta, otherwise you cannot live without pasta, and that's a need. Car is something that people that they want. They want to drive the car so they can travel easily through the road. Okay, so next slide. The customer decision making process. Now, the important steps of customers purchasing a product and Andrew's IT supply expert. So the alternative comparison. Once the information is collected, the consumer will be able to evaluate the different alternatives that they're on offer to them once the customer purchases a laptop, a mobile phone, a printer, and a scanner. It evaluates the most suitable to the customer's needs and chooses the one that they think is best for them. Right, so that's it for the customer decision-making process. So here is more about the customer decision-making process. So this is mainly about the purchase decision on the customers. So now that the consumers evaluate the different solutions and the product and service available to them, they will be able to choose the product and service that seems most appropriate to their needs. The purchase decisions will depend on the information and selection made in the previous step in the customer decision-making process. Based on their perceived value, the products, features, and capabilities that are important in Andrew's IT supply expert. The consumer and customer buying decision-making process and their final decision may also depend on or be affected by such things as the quality of their shopping experience or of the shop itself. And here's a good interesting fact. The poor sales staff in the store department might stop the customer from following through with the sale, which the company needs to avoid. From the decision-making process to the customer, that's the negative experience. If that increases, the sales will stop. The economical of the business will go down. It will fail. It will drop. The profitability will go to zero, and the business will shut down, fail. Customers will not come back at all, and those sales will go through into the store department any much longer. So you have to be careful with that. Be careful not to make any poor sales on any particular store department, and make sure you don't create any negative experience to the customers. Otherwise, they won't purchase the product and they won't even consider coming back to the shop, and they won't recommend the product and services to the others and won't buy the product and service. So be careful with that. Poor sales is the most disadvantage in a business when it comes to selling to the customers. It's very, very important to avoid that negative experience. Okay, so that's slide completed. So customer decision making process on the post-purchase behavior. So this is basically on I'm just ICT supply expert on the post-purchase behavior. Once the product and service is purchased and it's used, the consumer or the customer will evaluate if it is satisfied the customer's needs and whether they made the right choice into buying the product itself. They will feel either a sense of satisfaction for the product and service or the negativity, which is disappointment, if the product and service has fallen far short of the products and the business expectations. The salespeople often try to reassure customers after the order has been placed that they have made the right buying decision. The quality of the product and service and the after-sales service in the information technology store department will determine if the customer will be back again, so returning to the store and buy another product, and if they will recommend the company to the others. and to buy the products the company provides for customers in their store department. Good, so that's the purchase behavior of Andrews IT supply experts. That's very good. So I believe that's the customer decision making. Yeah, that's the customer decision making process completed. Now we're into the next part, which is the customer personalities. So the first type of the customer personalities is the director. So what is the director of the customer personality? This personality is normally associated with demanding people. They are people who take charge. They want what they want when they want it. So that's the huge demands. They can be intimidating, know-it-alls at times. That they can be quite, they can be very pain, very pain. Let's just say that pain, intimidating and pain. They are not into small talk, so do not go into small talk and just get into the facts. Get into the facts. They want fast decisions and get their goal. If you stand in the way in any circumstances, they will go through you to get what they want. They want the best quality of the product and service at the lowest price, delivered in the best time. And their goals are pretty much very similar and clear to what they want and when they want to purchase the best quality of the product and service in the business. So that's the first type of the customer personality. Okay, so going to the next slide, I'm going through the second type of the customer personality. This customer personality is called the analytic. It usually works in jobs that require accuracy and analysis. Like, for example, the accountants inside CEC, they conduct research before making their decisions. And then facts, details, and product descriptions appeal to the analytics. And they are unaffected by small talk. So they pretty much don't have much of a problem by small talk. Once you get the facts, always just get to the facts and give them what they ask for and what they need to know. And that will satisfy the analytics and to any types of customers that want to know about products before purchasing and buying it. Okay, so going to the next slide, and sense the third type of the customer personality. Number 3 is the relator. So the relator are the customers that have a needs belonging to a group. They have connections and they will let you know if they have connections to the business and to the products and services that they are satisfied with. They know someone who knows someone, like you see. They refer to a lot, like my hairdresser, my plumber, the shop will become one of mine. Okay, so that's the relator. Okay, so next slide, we're going to the customer personality number 4, which is the socializer. They are outgoing and they love talking and they love to make news. So basically, this customer personality is the best of making relationships and business relationships. So love making new friends. They want to build relationships with people that works in any store department. They place likability as one of the important factors in influencing their purchase. Like no likely. Loyalty is not important, however, if they find friendly people in the few shops that they encountered before entering Andrews IT Supply Expert, that they will spread the business out. Yep, right. And they love to receive and give compliments, so they can be slightly self-centered at times, which is not a negativity at all. not negative. So, and this is the one group that most retailers, the owners, managers, and all salespeople relate to the most. And most on top of that, and because most retailers that will fit in this category because they will build relationships with the customers because they can build relationships to sell and to help the customers to what they need to know about the product, the pricing, the benefits of purchase, making decisions on buying the product. So basically building relationships on helping and problem solving with the customers. So the socializer, I believe, is one of the most relevant, the most high popular customer personality in all modern business today in the business world. Right, so that's the four types of customer personalities. Now here is to tell how to sell to those, to deal and sell to those four types of customer personalities. So number one is how to sell to a director. So do not use too much small talk, like I said that in the worst type of customer personality. Give into the facts straight away. Tell them why they should buy your product and service. Compliment their direct style and decisiveness, ego boost. Do not tell them that they are wrong or not listening to you, because if you do, they're gonna leave. They're actually gonna spread that out to the other customers, and they're gonna make sure they leave. And you're gonna lose sales. You're gonna lose your profits. They're gonna shut down the business together. So do not. So this make sure to avoid that as well when you're selling to a director. Do not say that they are wrong and that they're not listening to you. You have to say that they are listening to you, even though if they're not half paying attention, but they're trying to think about what is right for them to purchase the product and service on their own thinking. Right, so and the last part is to make suggestions, but make them short and get to the point, so get to the facts. Right, so that's how to sell to a director. So the next slide is how to sell to a analyzer, an analytic. How to sell to an analytics. So give them facts and data. Do not make statements you cannot back them up. Give them detail if the product has themselves. They probably know more about the products than you do, and because they don't know most of their research. Ask why they came to your shop, to your store department, and use their information and specific information reasonable on why they came to your shop. So try and get to the facts and ask why they came to the store and see what is interesting them to buy your products and services and what they know about it. If the employee doesn't know about what the product service is. Okay, so asking their opinion is a silent compliment on selling to analytics. Okay, so that's the second customer personality on how to sell to analytics. Right, so next slide will be how to sell to relators. How to sell to relators. So they want to belong, so they can take the ownership. Ask their opinions and views on things, include them as much as possible. They will tell the owner or boss if people are doing their job correctly and right. They will give endless recommendations if they are happy with what you gave them on the product service, and they happy to purchase or making their decisions to buy product and service. And inclusion is the key to the sales to this personality, to this relator. So selling to relators is make sure you know about the inclusion. Okay, then the last part of the customer personality is how to sell to the socializers. So remember, it is not all about the product and service. It is all about building relationships. So building relationships with the customers. You are selling yourself firstly to them. Use the compliments generously and always remember their names. So remember the socializer's name because you're building relationships with them. You want to remember who they are, and they will recommend this the product and service to the others, and they will put your name down and recommend you to sell to the other customers on your products and services. So socializers are very good to build relationships with the customers. And then keeping them focused, but still try to make it a fun, exciting experience, but still get straight to the facts of what they need to know about the product and service that they're intending to buy and purchase. Right, okay, so that is how to sell and deal with all the four customer personalities. Right, okay, next slide. We'll be down to the final notes. Okay, that's just to say that I'd like to say thank you all for taking the time to review our training manual. If you face any issues regarding selling the customers or counting any faulty products, please contact me by telephone, so 085 11 347 21, or by my email address, company email address at andrewdillonitsexpert@gmail.com. And I can advise you with a solution and recommendation to improve and reduce the risks of making a sale and what you need to know when approaching a customer about their concerns and the product and service that they are looking for or to purchase on, or what they need to know about the product and service. So that's my final note on training manual on sales to the new employees. Okay, so we're on to one last final slide of the PowerPoint, which is my bibliography of my referencing that I researched on my training manual. Okay, so welcome to new employees. So my first reference is based on the 7 reasons why sales training is very important. So the importance on why sales training manual is important on conducting on sales. Second references is based on steps of training to the new employees. And then the third references is the benefits of sales training to the new employees. Right. So that is my training manual. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching this, and thank you all for tuning in and listening and cooperating with my training manual. I hope you all got the information that you need and what you need to know on dealing to customers and selling to them. So that this training manual will be a lot of help to the new employees. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching this. Thank you all for cooperating, and thank you all for listening to the information, and thank you all for cooperating into the sales presentation. And goodbye, and thank you all very much for watching, and see you all very soon. And thank you very much for watching this PowerPoint presentation, and goodbye to all of you, and goodbye. See you all very soon.